tonight, major momentum for President Trump. He is keeping his promises, outperforming his predecessors. Look at this poll that came out. Coming up, we'll have full highlights from his busy day in Washington. Plus, we're going to take you live to North Carolina, where more anti-ICE demonstrations, they are still underway. It's not stopping. Also, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is combating radical Islam in the Lone Star State. Two very important new terror designations in that state. And is it possible Sharia courts currently exist in the state of Texas? The governor will answer that question. And guess what? She's back. America's least favorite loser, Kamala Harris, back on the campaign trail. But we begin tonight with what some are calling an attempted coup, led by 6 Democratic lawmakers. Now, we first showed you the tape last night. Here's a reminder. Take a look.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
Now, without citing any, quote, unlawful orders, Democratic lawmakers are telling members of our military, the U.S. military, and our intelligence community to rise up and defy your elected president, the United States Commander-in-Chief, Donald J. Trump, reassuring service members, people in the intel community, they will have their backs. Now, today, our very own Martha McCullum asked one of these lawmakers, Jason Crow, to explain this bizarre video. The congressman responded in a pretty vile way, trying and attempting to smear Martha with personal attacks. Take a look at this.
Well, that's unfortunate that in politics these days, people grab something and twist it and contort it and lie.
Some might say that
make it into
you have
something
grabbed
it's
something
not.
and twisted it and contorted it. You have, you're talking to young members of the American military, and you're not telling them specifically what it is they should see as illegal. So you're putting ideas into their head that maybe they're being asked to do something illegal. And what we're seeing, actually, is recruitment rising. And people wanting to join the military under the president.
Here's an interesting fact for you, Martha. Our men and women actually are very smart, very incredible men and women in our military. And
you don't have to tell me that.
Well, apparently I do.
No, you don't, sir. I have great respect for the United States military.
You actually disparage them when you say that a simple reminder is something they cannot handle.
You're wrong. You're 100% wrong. I didn't disparage them in any way. In fact, I give them enormous credit.
You don't think they can handle reminders about their legal obligations?
I think
these men and women certainly can handle it.
Checkmate, Martha McCullum. I'll say there. And by the way, he was rude, vile, interruptive, and he wasn't telling the truth. The language they used that we just played for you, there was no ambiguity in that language, what they were asking the intel community to do and our military to do. In case you're looking for more clarity, well, let's go to Stephen Miller. The video put out by Crow and the other 5 lawmakers is not just incredibly brazen, it also is deeply illegal. Listen to what he says.
It is insurrection, plainly, directly, without question. And when you have one of the lawmakers on that video being unable to state in, as you say, lengthy cross-examination, a single so-called illegal order, it just proves the point. It's a general call for rebellion from the CIA and the armed services of the United States by Democrat lawmakers, saying that you have not only the right but the duty and the obligation to defy orders of the commander-in-chief.
You must refuse the illegal orders, but we don't know which ones we're talking about. Now, the question tonight, could these 6 members of Congress, can they be charged with a crime? Let's take a look at this. 18 U.S. Code 2383, quote, whoever incites, sets on foot, assists or engages in any rebellion or insurrection against the authority of the United States or the laws thereof, or gives aid and comfort thereto, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years, or both, and shall be incapable of holding any office under the United States. Now, tonight's question, did these Democratic lawmakers attempt to incite insubordination among members of the military and in our intel community? Did they provide comfort to their targets when they promised to, quote, have their backs? What was their intention? Were they hoping to destabilize President Trump's executive branch, undermine his constitutional role as commander-in-chief, and complicate his authority as such? Now, if the answer to these questions is yes, what happens next? Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.